Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Foods and Dudes Los Angeles. I'm your boy Ryan Loomis from Inglewood, California, and today teach you a little something. First, about myself. I'm from LA, Inglewood, born and raised. My family is from New Orleans, so today's dish is going to be paying homage to my family roots. I can't do it alone though, so let me bring in my help, my boy, Mr. Tony Massey.
What up, Ron?
How you doing, man?
Good, man. How you doing?
Let the people know a little bit about yourself.
Tony Massey, born and raised Houston, Texas. Family from Louisiana, so of course I hear shrimp Creole and my ears perk up. Wondering what you know about this.
Okay, first of all, I know everything about it. You know, like I said, my family's from New Orleans. Just because I'm from LA doesn't mean that it wasn't instilled in me as a child.
Got it.
So, today you're gonna help me out, and I'll teach you a little bit something about the Creole culture while we're doing it as well.
So you're gonna teach me about the Creole. So tell me about this dish. How does this function in the Creole culture?
Creole, a lot of people confuse Creole and Cajun.
Yeah.
The difference being Creole is more coastal based. Okay. Cajun more inland, swampland and stuff.
People up north.
Up north. Right. And a lot of people don't know that New Orleans was once the biggest seaport in the world.
Really?
Yeah, so a lot of influence. That's why you see a lot of French influence, a lot of Spanish influence in there as well. So today we're gonna do a combination. It's a staple in the Creole community.
Yeah.
Hence the name shrimp Creole. Okay.
Yeah.
And we're gonna start off with the base of most Creole dishes. You know what that is?
The Holy Trinity.
The Holy Trinity, baby. Yes, sir. So
I googled this before because I knew I was gonna come here. The French call it a mirepoix.
That's French dude.
See?
Yes,
I know some things, man. I don't know how to spell it, but yeah.
You can barely say it.
Hilarious. So I always wonder, what's the difference between Creole and Cajun?
So Creole, they're both a culture. Creole is more of the black version of Cajun. Cajun was more inland. Creole was more coastal.
Right.
But the Creole culture came from, not a lot of people know, New Orleans was once the biggest port in the world.
Okay.
So all the French, the Spanish, all the Europeans came through New Orleans.
So there's a French influence in here.
Definitely French. Okay. Definitely, you'll taste the French. You'll taste the Spanish, all that in these dishes. All right, so I'm gonna prep the shrimp, and while I do that, I need you to chop up the vegetables. Our mirepoix. You know, the Trinity. So you know what you're doing?
I think so.
Okay.
So you want it diced, right? Small little pieces.
Look at you knowing terminology.
I know a little something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Trying to take my job.
No, nothing like that. So being from the South, I was raised mostly by women.
Okay, as most of us were.
Right.
Yeah,
my mom was like, I don't need you out here waiting on a woman to feed you. So come on here, let me show you how to at least cut the vegetables and take the chicken out the refrigerator.
Good, I'm glad. We're not working with chicken today.
All right.
Watch your fingers. Okay, so I met Tony at our local cigar lounge. And one of the things that connected us was the military.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, both of us in the Navy.
Both of us were in the Navy.
I was in the real Navy. You were just,
Actually, I was in the real Navy. I was on the ship.
That's facts, I wasn't.
Exactly.
I was in the medical field.
He was a nurse.
Yeah.
Nurse Tony.
Yeah.
But I will say that you saw more action than I did.
I did, man, but at the same time, I think I did a lot longer than you did, right?
Yes, I did 7 years.
7 years. I did 16. Yeah.
But I did in that 7 years. I did 5 deployments.
So I didn't do that many deployments.
Okay.
Yeah. I did 3 combat engagements, but not as many deployments.
Okay.
So let me ask this: because I know for me, when I would travel while we were in the military, I would go places, like Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Africa, all these different places. And one of the things that was really important to me is tasting the food, the local food. Were you like that too?
I absolutely was. The first thing, a lot of times, military, as you know, first thing you want to do is drink.
Of course.
First thing I always wanted to do was eat.
And it doesn't change.
And nothing changed. But I always wanted to eat. I wanted to taste the local cuisine because of my love for food. You know, I wanted to steal stuff from it in a sense, like see what I can learn about flavors and everything in the different countries. And in the 20 countries that I've been to, I think I've learned something from each one of them. Food, for me, is a love language.
A love
A love language.
All right, you gotta break that down. I understand what you mean.
Okay, so we know that love languages, one of the love languages, acts of service, right?
Right.
And you can consider food or cooking to be an act of service.
Okay.
But, you know, they say that way to a man's heart.
Let's do a start.
Right, but also I feel that women are the same way.
Okay.
Because they, you know, every time I go out on a date, you know, they're always stealing from my plate.
Even though they ordered
the same
Facts.
thing.
Yeah.
But I think food brings everybody together, man.
So we're both single here in LA. How has dating been for you? I'm newly single, so how has dating been for you?
Well, I'm still single.
Right. Exactly.
I think dating over the age of 40 is difficult. you
Man.
know. But it's difficult from so many different aspects because, you know, again, it's almost like we've been there, done that.
Right.
So we're not with the BS.
Right.
But at the same time, for some reason, there's still BS.
It's still,
You know, and I think because everybody has lived their life and lived their life differently, you know, they bring what they expect into the relationship, and because we don't expect that, or because we've lived a different life, it just for some reason just doesn't work out.
Right.
You know.
What do you think is the hardest part about dating in LA?
Outside of the cost, I just think LA. People think LA. They think the lifestyle. They think, you know, the glitz, the glamour.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people have these expectations of, you know, I want to date, you know, the next superstar or
Right.
something like that. So. Yeah, man, it's different out here in LA.
Yeah,
very different.
It's very different. I find the same thing where I tell someone what I do, and it's like, oh, that's all you do?
That's all you do?
Where I feel like, you know, getting to where I am in my career, it took a lot to get there. But because it's not associated with the industry, because, you know, I'm not on television or doing stuff like that, then sometimes it feels like, well, then that's not as important. Or that's not as, you know, or I'm not an athlete, you know, so that's not as important. Which makes me wonder, who are all these athlete actor dudes out here ruining the dating pool?
Right. Tony.
Okay.
What kind of women are you looking for?
I hate it when you start questions like that because I know it's about to be something crazy.
Well,
you know what, man? My tastes have changed so much as I got older. If you would have asked me that 25 years ago, I would have went well into a physical description first.
Right.
That would have been my first thing. And then she would have had to have all of these must-have type things, right? And now that I'm in my 40s, man, sanity, peace.
now, let's go back to sanity.
Okay.
I always tell people, because one of the things is like, oh, crazy women, oh, crazy men. I think we all have a level of insanity in us.
Of course, yeah.
It's just how much can you handle?
Right. Can you keep your insane? Because does my insane disrupt your insane, or does it cause your insane to become more insane? That's when it becomes a problem.
Exactly.
I need a compatible crazy.
A compatible crazy.
I'm taglining. That's my.
You know what?
Compatible crazy. I think that might be the next my next book.
It should be. Because I'm like, yo, that's crazy.
Yeah. What about you? What are you looking for out here?
You know, honestly, somebody to just put into a relationship as much as I do. I feel like I wear my heart on my sleeve. I love hard.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes I know growing up or when I was younger, you know, in my 20s and even in my 30s, that was looked at as weak.
Right.
You know,
Oh, simping and all that.
Yeah, all that stuff. It's like, you know, I just want to be loved.
Right.
You know, don't look at me like that.
Ain't nothing saying.
But yeah, that's you know, I don't have a type.
Right.
You know, I think.
Isn't it funny how that goes away? Yeah.
Yeah, it really does. Because again, like in my 20s, I definitely had a type.
Right.
Now it's like I find beauty in every woman.
Every woman.
You know, but again, is our crazy compatible.
That's it.
You know, and that's really what I'm looking for.
All right, I need you to check on my mirror plot over here. What am I looking like over here? Is that all right?
I mean, it's a little dicey. What?
I saw you peel the shrimp.
Right.
And then you put them in the pot with water. You make it shrimp shell soup. what is this?
This is the shrimp or seafood stock. I'm gonna use this.
Okay.
So when you boil this, the shrimp shells, actually the water gets the flavor of the shrimp.
Okay.
So it'll have more intense shrimp flavor when we cook the vegetables down in it.
Damn, smart. Brilliant.
Man, I be doing this, bro.
Smart. All right, let's go.
All right, so let's get those vegetables sweated down. Before you throw that in there, let's get that butter.
All right. There you go, chef.
Toss that in there. Yes. All right. Now, so that doesn't burn, we add a little bit of olive oil to it, just a squish.
All right.
So let's move the shrimp,
Your shell soup.
my shell soup over here so we can get the mirepoix going.
Let's go.
So go ahead and throw that in there for me. Hear that?
Yeah, man.
All right.
Oh, I'm stirring too?
You're gonna stir?
I like that you didn't ask me, you just handed it.
Hey, man.
It's my childhood all over again.
Grab that garlic from me in that white bowl. Go ahead and throw that in there. Yes. And let's get that all mixed up too. All right, so since we were talking about relationships earlier,
We were?
I got a couple of relationship questions for you.
Do you now?
Oh, this is gonna be good.
You ain't even serving no liquor, man. You gonna put me on the spot? All right, fire away. I'm ready.
Okay. So what qualities do you look for in a romantic partner?
Honesty.
Okay.
I do not like to be lied to. I do not like to be deceived in any form or fashion. Keep it 100 with me at all times, even if it's something I don't want to hear. And then, you know what? I'm a Southern boy. I like when a woman caters to me. I mean, she doesn't have to treat me like a child by no means.
Right.
And like I don't need you to cook and clean and all that stuff for me. But I do want to feel like I'm special, more special than the other men in your life. Finding out what I like, right? You know that I enjoy a good bourbon, so I come home from work and you have a glass already sitting there waiting for me. You know what I mean? Or what my favorite? I like to golf, and so you look at some of the local golf courses and get me a round of golf or whatever the case may be. Yeah.
And now, pay attention here. No, and this is real. Like for instance, women that I've dated are always like, "Oh, men are so hard to shop for."
That's ridiculous.
And my man just said he loves bourbon, he loves golf, cigars.
Yeah.
Learn a little bit from the person selling the cigar.
Right.
I'll
do you one better. Go in my ashtray. There's some cigar bands.
band.
Just take the band into the shop and be like, "Hey, can I get one of those?"
Can I get some of those?
That's it. Yeah.
And that's it. All right, next question. What is the most memorable date that you've been on?
Oh wow.
Grab that flour for me.
Flour?
Yes.
All
Okay,
right.
so right now we're gonna add about a tablespoon of flour in here, just to thicken up all the juices and everything in here.
All right. So this is gonna look like a roux.
Almost like a roux.
Almost like a roux.
Yes.
Okay. So the most memorable date, man, that's good. I hope I don't ruin your show when I say this. I think that men are better at planning dates.
Oh.
I really do. Like, I think women are horrible at planning dates. I really do.
You think women are horrible at planning dates?
Yes.
Do you think that is because they don't normally
do it? Yeah. So the most memorable. So I did one time. I was living in Houston at the time. I was working in oil and gas at the time, and I invited a young lady to go to dinner with me in New Orleans.
Okay.
We took a plane, a little PJ.
Okay.
It was cheap because it was like a 15 minute. It took longer to get on the
PJ?
a private jet.
Okay.
But it took longer to get. No, it wasn't that.
private jet.
No, it was cheaper than Southwest. I mean, it really was.
Okay.
Yeah. But it took longer to get on the plane than it did to get to New Orleans, right?
Okay.
But when we got there, I had a partner that lives in Louisiana, and he owns a car company.
Okay.
So he met us at the tarmac in a nice little car.
Yeah.
He met us at the tarmac in a nice little Mercedes, and you know, so it was just like it looked expensive, but it was mostly favors. It was mostly people that I knew. Like even the restaurant we went to, I knew the cat that shut the oysters there.
Hey,
but it was just I put that effort into it, and when I tell you she was happy.
Grab that seasoning for me. We're gonna put half of it in right now.
Half? I'm gonna let you do that because I don't trust myself.
This is just your regular Creole seasoning.
Okay.
It's typically onion, garlic, salt, pepper, a little cayenne, a little paprika.
Got it. So like that Creole seasoning.
That Creole
comes in
seasoning.
the can or the.
Yeah. You'll see either Creole or Cajun seasoning.
Got it.
Yes. All right. Next question.
All right.
What is the most important aspect of maintaining a healthy relationship?
Man, I am 47 years old and single. I have no idea. No, I'm kidding. I think if I think about the mistakes I made to get to where I'm at right now, and that's single in my late 40s, I think it's just about being happy where you are.
Got you.
So one of the biggest red flags for me is a woman who's like, I'm looking for somebody to build with. Okay, my back hurts. I'm
not Bob
to build. Exactly. I'm not an architect.
Right.
And I understand the concept of kingdom building and legacy building, but at this point in my life, I'm looking for someone just to enjoy life with me, where I'm at. And if we build from there, that's great. But I want to be happy where we are.
Go ahead, let's open that can of tomatoes real quick.
So what are you wearing?
Mirepoix.
Now, do I need to drain these, or
We're not going to drain it. We're going to pour the whole thing in there. All right. Yep. Just go ahead and dump that in there.
And these are just chopped tomatoes?
Yep. Just diced tomatoes.
Diced.
Yes. Okay. What we're going to do is add a couple dashes of this. Where should couple dashes of the W sauce. Exactly. Right. We got. Listen. You guys have seen Foods and Dudes plenty of time. We got some rice cooking up. I don't need to show you how to do that. And before I get to this next question, I'm gonna add the stock slowly.
Okay, some of that seashell soup.
Some of that seashell soup. Right.
Okay.
What is your take on online dating and the impact that social media and online dating has had on the dating scene?
I think it's good and bad.
Okay.
I think it's good because now it's opened up the dating pool significantly. Now geography isn't always an issue when it comes to dating, and I think that's always been a limiting factor. For me, it's the gym, work, the Starbucks by the job, and then the cigar lounge. And if I don't meet you in one of those four places, I ain't gonna see you. You know what I mean? So the online dating definitely opens up that dating pool and gives me more access to more people.
Right.
Now, the bad part is it creates unrealistic expectations.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Now, before you continue, we're gonna add about 2 cups of chicken stock to that as well.
So chicken stock and the seafood stock.
Okay. Yes, sir. And now we're gonna just let that reduce.
Okay. The idea being that, you know, if I met a attractive woman out on the street or whatever the case may be, and you know, I approach her, she has a decision to make in that moment. Does she talk to me based on what she sees? So she's looking at me and saying, okay, do I want to talk to this dude or do I not want to talk to this dude, right?
Gotcha.
But when you're online dating, she can decide whether or not she's going to talk to me based on who's to the left of me and who's to the right of me.
Ooh.
So if she swipes left on me and then somebody shows up, she doesn't feel like she's lost anything.
Right.
So you're making these split decisions based on what you see, and you're not even reading the profile or whatever the case may be. So I think that's what makes it a little. And then of course it's your profile. You know, you got cats out here who are posing in front of, you know, Ferraris and all this other stuff.
Not even near Ferrari.
It's just, but you know, again, you're making a snap decision.
We're gonna season these shrimp up because they're gonna go in shortly.
Okay.
And
Is that enough shrimp?
oh, there's gonna be plenty of
Okay.
shrimp. Yes. One of the problems that I found with online dating is it allows you to create a persona of somebody that you're not.
Right.
You know, so how?
Which is not a bad thing, because, I mean, yeah. For me.
Where's my knife? We're gonna add this shrimp in. Now, once we add the shrimp in, it's gonna take about 2 to 3 minutes
All right.
to cook. The key about shrimp, we all know shrimp are shaped like this.
Right.
When they form a C, it means it's cooked.
Oh.
When it forms that O, overcooked.
Overcooked. I feel like we game in the shrimp. Shrimps to throw it.
Shrimps are throwing up.
Yeah.
Yes, so stir that around.
Right.
Yes. All right.
That's good, man.
All right. Give it about 2 to 3 minutes.
Okay.
Turn this down. All right, so that does it. Shrimp Creole. Pretty simple. Now it's time to plate it because a lot of people eat with their eyes, not just their mouth.
That's so true. It could be, the food could be good, but if it don't look good,
Right.
I'm good.
So here I have our rice in a mold here. We're gonna put that right in the center.
Is that how they do that?
That is exactly
Wow. I've always wondered how they make the little. Okay.
Yeah, a little Tupperware, man. All right, and then get our shrimp Creole. Time for a little garnish. So go ahead and sprinkle a little green onion on top.
And the rice
All over.
everywhere. Right.
Yeah, just like that. I'm gonna do the same with some parsley.
This is like restaurant quality meal right here.
Last, well not last, but a little bit of red pepper flake for some heat and some color. And lastly, we're gonna finish it with salt. Now,
I noticed you didn't use salt throughout.
I did not, because a lot of ingredients have salt in it already.
Got it.
And also, the reason why we finish it with salt is because when you taste it, the salt is gonna be the first thing on your tongue.
Opens up.
Opens up the palate, and your body thinks it already has salt in it, and you get more of the flavor. All right, Foods and Dudes Los Angeles. We got our shrimp Creole here. It was fun. Oh, man.
Are you done? Because when do we get to eat? Stop talking to these people and let's eat.
Grab a fork. Let's
All
eat.
right.